All right, so before I go into more detail on Edovo itself, I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between nonprofit, for-profit, social enterprise, what all of that means. So first things first, a social enterprise can be either nonprofit or for-profit. Essentially what makes a social enterprise is that it's a company that is mission focused on building the common good. So that can be a huge range, right? That can be a range from health and wellness products and services to household items to technology, food and beverage, just so long as their mission is to build the common good. So then, if that's social enterprise, and that can be both nonprofit and for-profit, what's the difference between non and for-profit? Can a for-profit do good at the end of the day? Absolutely. So we're just not always seeing it. So how many of you have heard of seventh generation down here? You've seen it at Target or Whole Foods, any of that. So that's actually a social enterprise for-profit company. So I'm going to read its mission statement here. So seventh generation is a for-profit social enterprise. Its mission is to inspire a more conscious and sustainable world by being an authentic force for positive change by providing environmentally friendly household items that helps consumers lessen their impact on the planet. It's a for-profit company with a mission of doing good. We'll come back to seventh generation in just a minute. So now that you see that a for-profit company can do good and a nonprofit company can do good, so long as they're a social enterprise, what's really the difference? The difference is how they source capital. So where do they get their money? Both companies have to raise funds, but it's the investor level that has a different level of engagement after it has its fundraising. So a for-profit can raise money from private investors, which it must then give equity or dividends to the shareholders. So that means that the investors have to expect a return on investment. So they're going to give a certain amount of money. So we as a for-profit company received chunks of money from investors, and they expect that this company is going to grow enough that they can receive money back. They can receive shares, or they can have dividends back into the company. So at Edovo, we had to make a decision. Do we want to be a nonprofit or a for-profit? And by the way, up here there's both. There's nonprofits, there's for-profits, there's social enterprises. I wanted you to see that some of these companies that we think are nonprofits are actually for-profit companies. So at Edovo, we wanted to make sure that we were able to serve our customers at a fast pace. We weren't going to do that if we were spending the next 3 years fundraising as a nonprofit. So we had to rely heavily on investor cash so that we could get our tablets up quickly and so that we can invest our time in being on site with folks and being on site with jails and prisons throughout the country. So nonprofits rely almost entirely on donations and grants from individuals. So government entities or organizations. And these stakeholders don't expect a return on investment, they expect a social return on investment. So they expect to see change in the community, not necessarily financially. So again, the source of their income determines then how the company can use its money. All right. Oh boy, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on a second. All right. Now I messed all this up. Hold on one second. All right. So going back to that seventh generation that I was talking about earlier. So in 2009, CEO Jeffrey Hollander, who, by the way, helped seventh generation build its $150 million brand, became chairman of the board and handed CEO responsibilities to Pepsi executive Chuck Maniscalco. A year later, after a controversial deal with Walmart, seventh generation's board announced that it was ending its employment relationship with Hollander, which meant that Maniscalco stepped aside as well. And while we don't know the details of why, we will say that one of the largest challenges with a social enterprise is maintaining its mission throughout its growth. So we as Edovo, while we're still small, have to be very careful to protect our mission. And in the corrections industry, it's very easy to lose focus. There's a lot of big companies that are just trying to make money and just trying to shell money back into the correctional industry. And for us, that's not our mission. Our mission is to make money so that we can better serve our clients, so that the clients and our inmates, who are ultimately our clients at the end of the day, can be better prepared for re-entry upon release. I'll go back to that in just a minute. I was meeting with one of our investors a few weeks ago, and I had asked him, I said, Greg, why do you feel that for-profit was the most important way for us to go as a company? And he said this, he said, Anna, because we went for-profit as a company, we raised capital fast. You as a company were able to focus on building a quality product with quality people on the job, allowing us to reach the market faster, more efficiently, with the best product on the market. You see, raising funds would have taken time away from building our product itself, and we just didn't have that kind of time. We needed to hit the market, and we needed to hit the market fast. Any questions on social versus nonprofit versus for-profit?